social media. Man, oh man, how good it feels to be back. Another week in the books and another day of the best day of the week being here. That day is Friday. I hope some of y'all had an awesome week this week, and I hope y'all get to enjoy your Friday night and enjoy going into the weekend. As always, do not forget to click the link in the description of this video. And if you're feeling on the Reaper side, do not forget to click the link or click the tab. Wow. Click the tab that says Reaper Apparel Merch. And when you go to checkout, do not forget to include the code No Mercy Sports 10 for 10% off your entire purchase when you purchase Reaper Apparel. But hey, maybe you're feeling true victory, all right? It's no big deal. It's all love. I love both brands. I wear True Victory when I'm here in Texas. Why? Because it is lightweight, it is breathable, and in this kind of heat, it fits well. And when that breeze hits, woo, let me talk to you. That breeze feels amazing. Now, again, if you're in the mood for some True Victory merch, be sure to use code No Mercy Sports 10 my apologies. Be sure to use code No Mercy Sports 15. That's 15. No Mercy Sports 15 at checkout for 15% off your entire purchase. Whatever you choose to go with, let them know I sent you because they are both awesome, baby. And now it's time for the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show. That's right, I'm a triple threat, baby, that you will find on social media. And at the end of this episode, you will know whose game this is, with everybody saying, No Mercy Sports. Yeah!
Nobody can stop me now. Nobody can stop me now.
Let me talk to you. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are live! And man, do we have some juicy topics that we need to go the fuck over. What a week it has been. Oh my God. It's been crazy. That's all I gotta say. It's really been crazy, and there again. Apologies, I'm doing something right now. Anyways, it has been crazy, and man, has it been a fun and entertaining week. But now, last night, we saw the the 2024 U.S. men's basketball team take down Serbia by coming back from a 17-point deficit. I will say this, though. Before I get into what I'm about to talk about, football season is back, baby. And Giants quarterback Tommy Cutlets proved why he should be the backup quarterback of the New York Giants. Anyways, look, all I got to say about the U.S. men's basketball team beating Serbia, coming back from 17 points down, is USA, USA, USA. That's right. Like I said, the men's basketball team fought back from being down 17 points to Serbia in the semifinals of the Olympics. Now, 2024 men's basketball team, I hope you're sitting down. I hope you're watching this, and I hope you have your eyes peeled and ears open, because whether you want to or not, let me talk to you. All right? Y'all got all this hype of people saying that you're better than the 92 Dream Team, all right? I mean, we're talking guys like Nick Wright, Colin Cowherd. I mean, look, guys, don't break an arm glazing the 2024 men's basketball team, all right? We all know that the 92 Dream Team is superior in each and every way. But guess what? The 92 Dream Team wouldn't allow Serbia to be up by 17 points in the fucking first place. Now, it's just got me thinking, huh? I'll show it right here. It's just got me thinking. You see this type of roster against this type of roster, and you think, much like a topic of another sport that we're going to get into later on, what if the 92 Dream Team faced off against the 2024 U.S. men's Olympic basketball team? I know Kawhi Leonard isn't on the list, and they replaced him with Derek White. But what if this kind of matchup were to happen? And hey, just for the fun of it, who wins in a 7-game series? I'll tell you who wins in a 7-game series. It is the 92 Dream Team, baby. That's who it's going to be. All right. Look, that roster was stacked from top to bottom. All right. Oh, and also, they did a little thing called playing some fucking defense. That's all you got to do, guys. By guys, I mean the 2024 men's Olympic basketball team, because all they do is pass and fucking shoot. The only dude that actually decided to show up defensively was Anthony Edwards. God almighty, that dude could have been a double gold medalist in volleyball and basketball. I mean, come on. Look, this is USA versus France in the finals for the gold medal. Look, France, you needed our help in a world war. And look, we're about to show you what happens when you play the ever so lovable game of fuck around and find out. Yeah! Now, I understand y'all got Victor Wembanyama as your lead guy, but I mean, come on. Look, if this was the 92 Dream Team going up against the 2024 France Olympics team, who the hell's going to bully David Robinson, a.k.a. the Admiral, and Patrick Ewing down low? Victor Wembanyama, you scrawny little bitch, I hope you put on some muscle, the equivalent to Giannis Antetokounmpo, because you're going to need it. And I'll tell you one thing. They also had Scottie Pippen. They had Michael Jordan. They had Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. The list goes on and on, people. Come on. It's not even close. Now people want to say, oh, South Sudan had a team that would give 92 Dream Team a run for its money. What the hell are you talking about? The 2024 men's Olympic basketball team barely beat them. Again, look at the 92 Dream Team. Seriously. Look at this roster. Who on South Sudan is going to give the business to anybody on the 92 fucking Dream Team? They have Michael Jordan. They have Larry Bird. They have John Stockton, Charles Barkley, David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, Christian Laettner. I better calm down before my blood pressure gets up. But guess what? I'm not going to do that anytime soon. Look, like I said before, who is going to give David Robinson and Patrick Ewing the business down low? Joel Embiid? Nah. Bam Adebayo? Nah. Anthony Davis, a.k.a. Mr. Glass, like you fucking touch him and he's out for nearly half the season? Nah. Tyrese Halliburton? Good luck, my guy. You try to get rebounds, you're getting fucking demolished down low, and all you gotta do is resort to some fucking threes. Look, don't get me wrong. I do like the fact that the 2024 men's basketball team got to the finals and we are competing for a Olympic gold medal. But I will say this. France only has Victor Wembanyama on their team. So unless there's a secret weapon that France has that I don't know about, I see no reason why the U.S. should decimate this fucking team. All right? Look, like I said, the 92 Dream Team wouldn't have allowed Serbia to be up by 17 points in the first place. Why? Because, like I saw on social media, Serbia ran plays and executed. USA ran plays that it was just pass and fucking shoot. And thank God that the U.S. men's team had Steph Curry, arguably the greatest three-point shooter, if not the greatest three-point shooter of all time on their team. And man, if the U.S. men's team didn't go off in the fourth quarter, USA's losing. There is no freaking way because Serbia was giving them the business, for crying out loud. But like I said, the 92 Dream Team played a little something called defense, something that today's NBA fucking lacks, and it is just despicable. I mean, last year's NBA All-Star game proved why this league is so despicable. Nearly 400 points scored in the game just because y'all want to be lackluster? The fuck, guys? Come on. At least when I was coming up and watching the All-Star games, it was actually fucking competitive. Look, I'm going to just say this. USA, y'all better decimate. Y'all better fucking annihilate. And you better do something that rhymes with one of those two, both words, because you better bring home the gold. All right? Look, France, the only player that they have is Victor Wembanyama, and that is it. That scrawny puke. I swear, if he puts up any fight freaking ever against guys like Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis, and Joel Embiid, y'all are fucked beyond repair, and it's not even close. And France just might win the gold medal, all right? But I will say this. Hey, Australia, eat your heart out, mate. Because we're beating you in fucking medals in both gold or in all three of gold, silver, and bronze. What's next? You're gonna try and beat us in per square inch of our country? Guess what? We're still gonna fucking win. It doesn't matter what y'all do, all right? Why? Because USA, baby. US fucking A. Anyways. Let's move on from 92 versus 2024. Man, the Chicago White Sox, a team who just 3 years ago finished first in their division but would come up short in the ALDS to the Houston Astros, unfortunately. How downhill things would go from there. As in 2022, they would finish 500 of 81 and 81. There's no way things can get worse than that, right? I mean, hell, in 2021, they won 93 games. But come on. There's no way. They surely got to bounce back and win more games than just 81 games, right? You would think. But then in 2023, they would finish with a record of 61 wins and 101 losses. Again, though, there is no way, no way things could get any worse than that, right? Unfortunately, yes, it can. If you're a fan of the Chicago White Sox, as of right now, this team is currently sitting at 28 wins and 89 losses. I'll say that again. I will say that again. 28 wins and 89, if I'm not mistaken, possibly 90 losses. 9-0. They are on pace to barely break 30 fucking wins this season. Why? Because the players that they continue to bring back, hey, you know what? We're just going to be injured. We're not going to perform to the standards that we did in 2021. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Are you fucking kidding me? Now, since the beginning of the season, they have had 3 different losing streaks. 3. Count them. 1, 2, 3. I'll spell it out for you. Now, during the first 25 games, they had a losing streak of 14 games. After that, after getting a win, or a few wins, I should say, they go on to lose 15 straight games. Now, most recently, after beating the Oakland Athletics Tuesday night, they just snapped a 21. Again, I'll say that again. 21-1. They're basically in the top 5 of top losing streaks of all time. And it is sad and it is pathetic. Having said that, they are currently the laughingstock of baseball right now. Where can the White Sox go from here, and what can they do? I'll tell you what they can do. They better bring up some of their fucking farm system players. Jesus. And I'll tell you what, they're obviously going to have the first pick in this year's MLB draft. They better use that pick and use it wisely. Choose somebody from Tennessee who just won the national championship this past year. Choose somebody from, as a certain somebody like to say during the college baseball tournament, preseason number 1, Wake Forest. Do something. Do it now, because right now, again, y'all are on pace to have 100+ losses and barely 30 wins. You guys are absolutely fucking pathetic right now. And man, I pray to God, or actually, no, I pray to St. Michael that somebody, that is a fan of the Chicago White Sox, may God have mercy on your soul. But it's not all bad for the Chicago White Sox. Why? Anyways, it's not all bad for the Chicago White Sox. Why? Because they got a certificate. Yay! Golf clap. They got a certificate for snapping their 21-game losing streak. Way to go, guys! You did it on August 6th of 2024. Y'all did it, guys. You did it. Y'all are fucking pathetic, if you ask me. I mean, look, I knew Baltimore was tanking for certain reasons. I knew that they were tanking for certain reasons, but obviously, the players that they got and the players that they brought up from their farm system really shows what they're doing right now. I mean, they are battling the New York Yankees for first place in the AL East. Now, this really comes as no surprise. Why? Because Orioles are just that good. And on top of that, Yankees are just that good as well. They really added Juan Soto and Jazz Chisholm to their lineup. And look where they're at right now. The Yankees are competing for the best record in the league right now. And it is absolutely crazy. They are, last I saw, they are 60. They have 68 wins and just over 45 losses, I want to say. They're definitely under 50 losses, but I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't want to be in the NL West. Why? Because the Dodgers are choking big time, baby. They are choking big time. They literally spent over $1 billion this offseason to be outside of the top 5 of the best teams in the MLB. Now, I get it. They're in the top 10. But, I mean, come on. They signed Shohei Ohtani, and they signed arguably one of the best pitching prospects, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Where the fuck are y'all getting these losses from? There is no way in hell that you spend this kind of money in the offseason just for a record that you're putting up right now. It blows my fucking mind because y'all should be easily better than this. And the fact that y'all got the Padres and the fucking Diamondbacks on your tail just makes it. Let's not try to channel our inner Rick Sanchez, shall we? But like, there's no way y'all should be this lackluster when y'all had so much hype going into this fucking season. Like, what the hell? All right. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if you win the NL West and go into the playoffs, but y'all are going to do the one thing that y'all love to do, and that is fucking choke. I mean, come on. Like, the fact that y'all got swept by the Diamondbacks in the NLDS, they put up 10 runs in the first inning on Clayton Kershaw? Like, y'all better do something, and you better do it now because it ain't looking good for you. I'll tell you that. Now, earlier I mentioned, hey, what would happen if the 92 Dream Team faced off against the 2024 U.S. men's basketball team or U.S. Olympics men's basketball team? Obviously, I think that 92 Dream Team would take it in 7 games. A lot of people on that on the 92 Dream Team have seen 7 games. Jordan hasn't, Pippen hasn't, but a lot of people on that team saw 7 games when they won their championships, and they know what to do when it comes to crunch time. But if you've seen The Last Dance, you already know that the kind of person Jordan is. He strives to make his teammates better, and it obviously showed. They won 6 championships over the course of 8 years. If you want to go a decade, they won 6 championships over the course of 10 years. Now, granted, 1990 did belong to Detroit. Why? Because they were just that good physically, and it really showed, 1994 and 1995, that was obviously when Jordan stepped away to play baseball. Why? Because he already had a three-peat. He won 3 championships. Mentally and possibly physically, he was exhausted. And who can blame him? I mean, come on. But he comes back 96 to 98. Probably arguably the best version of the Bulls that I have ever seen. Now, granted, I was a kid, still sucking my thumb, getting nightmares just from looking or watching horror movie trailers as commercials back in the day. But still, nonetheless, I still witnessed Michael Jordan play. And, man, the things that he's done, the things that he's done to elevate basketball to the level that it's at right now, it is unprecedented. So after the Bulls win in 1998, 1999, San Antonio Spurs win. 2000, the Lakers. Going into the new century, the Lakers take the championship. But that's neither here nor there. This is a topic of two dream teams that what would happen if they were to come together and play a game. Now, let's putting the White Sox aside as we were talking about earlier, let's take a second to get away from losing and focus on something that matters more. Why? Because we got college football season coming up, and what do some college football teams do? They fucking win. Anyways, now in recent weeks, I've been going over some of the best college football dream team matchups that some of us would love to see grace our television screens. Now, last week it was definitely a good matchup between '08 Florida and 2010 Auburn. Man, both teams were stacked in their own right, but let's be honest, 2010 Auburn was really carried by Cam Newton, and it showed. Now, did they get the undefeated season? Yeah, absolutely. Did they get did Cam Newton get the Heisman Trophy? Yeah, absolutely. Did the Auburn Tigers get the national championship against Oregon? Yeah, absolutely. But look, Florida was just too good all around. And the criminal record that Florida had for '07 and '08, or I think even '09, during the time that all those players were together, the fact that they were carried by a man of God, looking at you, Tim Tebow, the fact that they were carried by a man of God really speaks volume. And I mean, look, I still think Florida was too stacked head to head to bottom, and just would steamroll 2010 Auburn. If I said that 2010 Auburn would win just because of Cam Newton, let me know in the comments. All right, that's all you got to do. But this week is a matchup that would be nothing short of fireworks, and I'll tell you that right now. Why? Because we got 2019 LSU versus 2022 Georgia. Now, 2019 LSU, they had the undefeated season with a follow-up of becoming national fucking champions. And obviously arguably the coldest photo in college football that we have ever seen, with Joe Burrow in the locker room smoking his cigar, celebrating that national championship win as he rightfully should. But meanwhile, you have 2022 Georgia, the reigning, defending, undisputed national champions. Now, they did have an undefeated season. They had an undefeated season in 2022. They also had, following that up, with an emphatic decimation of back-to-back title wins over TCU, with the final score being 65-7. Now, who wins this game and why? Let me know in the comments. But I will give you my take on this. I truly think and I truly believe that 2019 LSU gets the job done, because they were just insanely stacked, head to bottom, offensively. They had Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They had Joe Burrow leading everything. They had Jamar Chase. They had oh my God, why am I drawing a blank right now? They had Justin Jefferson. That's who it is. And they were just too explosive offensively. That's all it is. I mean, look, LSU, there's no words to describe just how good 2019 LSU was. I mean, oh my God. Like, what was it? I think Clemson was on the verge of a dynasty, and LSU prevented them from getting said dynasty. Why? Because, sorry, I got SmackDown on right now, and my boy, the new United States champion, yeah, Mr. L.A. Knight. Yeah is currently making his way to the ring right now. Oh my God. Oh, a little slip up from one Mr. LA Knight. But it's okay. The man keeps his composure. He knows what he's doing. This man is a modern day version of The Rock and Stone Cold if they had a baby child together. It's not even close. The man is so clean on the mic. He's got the vest of Stone Cold. He's got the walk of Stone Cold. And oh, God, he's got the mic skills of The Rock. Anyways, so let's see what we got. Give me your take on this upcoming season on the SEC. Who is your Cinderella? Ooh, Mr. Manny coming with a good question. I love it. I love it. I love it. Cinderella team. Ooh, that's a good one. You can make an argument for Tennessee. No, I don't think Arkansas. So we actually just discussed this last night on College Sports Villains. So one team I think could make a Cinderella run is South Carolina. Yeah, the Gamecocks. Looking at their schedule, look, this is college football season, all right? You never know what's going to happen. Some teams show up, some teams get that upset win. Some teams just, you never know what's going to happen. Look, don't take my word for it, all right? Look at 2007 Appalachian State versus Michigan. Michigan was a heavy favorite going into that game, and Appalachian State gave them a run for their money. Not only that, Michigan was a field goal away from winning that game. Appalachian State blocked it, ran it back for a touchdown, and the rest, as they say, is history. All it takes is one game for recruits to be like, you know what? Going to that school would not be a bad idea. But I will say this. College football season, it cannot get here soon enough. All right. Like I'm chomping at the bits for kickoff and to watch College Game Day at some point on a Saturday morning. I cannot fucking wait for it. It is going to be such a good one. But for right now, we are going to take our first commercial break. We will be back in less than a minute. Yeah, we will be back in less than a minute. I will see y'all then. Yeah!
Icy Breeze is the world's first portable air conditioner and cooler. A premium ice cooler that doubles as an eco-friendly portable air conditioner. This is not a swamp cooler just blowing air across ice. Over 60 parts and components allow Icy Breeze to achieve what no other product in the world can do. The secret behind the Icy Breeze is an innovative design that circulates chilled ice water through a heat exchanger in the lid, replacing the Freon used in most ACs. Fresh air is drawn from hidden vents in the top of the cooler, pulled across the exchanger, and chilled down to 35 degrees cooler than the outside air. A 3-speed fan control delivers Icy Breeze's dry, cold air up to 25 miles per hour, just like a car AC. And a stay-put flex hose directs the breeze in any direction. Wherever you need it, Icy Breeze helps you beat the heat. Icy Breeze is the world's first...
Yes. Now, if you are a serious tailgate fan and you need something to keep your drinks cool, you better check out Icy Breeze because, man, that thing looks like it could keep your drinks cool for the entirety of pre-gaming and all that other good stuff. Be sure to check them out. Now, let's move on from college football, shall we? Why? Because we got some NFL predictions that we got to make right now. Give me a sec. I apologize. I should have came more prepared. This is not like me. I guess it has to do with the fact that I was working in the sun all day. That's not a good time. I'll tell you that right now. All right, but let's take a look at this comment that we got right now. What about Kentucky's defense versus Kentucky's running back situation? Kentucky, hey, yeah. Look, like I said, college football is full of teams that you never expect that are going to make a run or will make a run, you know? I mean, look, it's one of the best games to watch, whether it's college football or college basketball. All right. When it comes to the March Madness tournament, there's nothing better than watching a team go on a Cinderella run. When it comes to college football, there's nothing better than watching a team get a upset win over a heavy favored team. Like I said, 2007 Appalachian State versus Michigan. Take that to the bank with take that how you will. That's just my 2 cents on it. But we got some we got some Michigan picks that we got to make right now. Now, we are obviously going to start with the reigning, defending national champion Michigan Wolverines, baby. Now, let's see. Looking at their 2024 schedule, they face Fresno State. They get the win. It's no surprise. This is Fresno State that we're talking about. Like, when have they ever been good at something when they had Derek Carr and possibly Devontae Adams? I think they were on the same team together. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. After that, they welcome Texas. Now, Texas is in the SEC, but much like Oklahoma, I really don't have any high hopes for Texas being in the SEC. Look, it is what it is, but I think that I will say this. I think that Texas gets the win over Michigan. Why? Because Michigan lost a lot after winning the national championship. Now, they do get the bounce back win over Arkansas State. Wow, they are at home for 4 straight games. After that, 5 straight games. Anyways, after Arkansas State, they welcome the USC Trojans. Man, I've never really been a fan of the USC Trojans, so I'm going to go ahead and say that Michigan gets the win over USC. Right now, I currently have them at 3-1. After that, they welcome Minnesota. They get the win against Minnesota. They are currently 4-1. They go into Washington to take on the Huskies. Huskies lost quite a bit. You know what? I say Michigan goes into Washington and gets a win over the Huskies. After that, they go to Champaign to take on the University of Illinois. We're actually going to get to them in a bit. But Michigan gets the win over Illinois. Michigan State, who the fuck are you guys? Michigan, easily. Now, right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I currently got Michigan at 7-1. After that, they welcome Oregon to the big house, baby. This is Oregon. November 2nd. Keep your calendars marked. Why? Because we are about to see what happens when a West Coast team that experiences West Coast winners goes to the Midwest and experiences a Midwest winter. I will die on that hill and say that late October, early November, and on is basically winter in the Midwest. But Oregon comes to play. Why? Because it's Oregon. So, Michigan suffers their second loss on the season. They are currently 7-2, but they bounce back and get the win over Indiana. They are 8-2. After that, they go back to the big house and welcome Northwestern. They're 9-2. Now, we got the game on November 30th of this year. This is definitely Ohio State's best chance to win the game, despite what Michigan has lost right now. And it's not even close. Look, I'll say this. If Ryan Day cannot get the job done and loses 4 straight to Michigan, Man, that seat is burning up, right? That seat is going to be burning up going into the offseason, Ryan Day. But I will say this. Michigan is at Ohio State, so I'm going to say that Ohio State gets the win over Michigan. Now, Michigan finishes 9-3. Hopefully, maybe, we see them in the new 12-team platform of the college football playoffs. We shall see what happens this year for the reigning defending champions. Now, we are obviously going to be staying in Michigan and go with the Detroit Lions. So, let's talk about it. Oh, click the wrong tab. Oh, my God. Now, let's talk about the Detroit Lions. They made it all the way to the NFC Championship but unfortunately would come up short against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, they have a really good schedule in the early part of this season. Right now, they play in Detroit and welcome the LA Rams on Sunday Night Football on NBC September 8th. I'm going to say Detroit gets that win. Look, I think after last year, they possibly go on somewhat of a revenge tour this season. They stay in Detroit and welcome the Buccaneers. They get the win as well. They go to Arizona. Arizona, y'all got a quarterback that would rather focus on Call of Duty instead of reading the playbook. But now he actually has a wide receiver to work with, so we'll see what happens. But until Arizona can prove me otherwise, I say Detroit goes 3-0 after playing at Arizona. They go back to Detroit and welcome the Seahawks. Now, the Seahawks could be a very sneaky team this year in the NFC, but not sneaky enough to get the win over the Detroit Lions. They are currently 4-0 as they go into Dallas to take on the Cowboys. That's an L. Easily. As much as I hate the Dallas Cowboys, they do have a good team. They got a good quarterback. They got a great defense. Y'all need to sign CeeDee Lamb or that man is going to be looking to walk in other directions. Anyways, after that, they go into Minnesota to take on the Vikings. Minnesota ain't what they used to be, and it's only a matter of time before Justin Jefferson requests a trade to get the hell up out of there, much like Stephon Diggs did. Now, Justin Jefferson, if you do request a trade, I hope you go to an awesome team that can really show what you are made of. Obviously, we've seen what you're made of being in Minnesota for so long, but there's a team out there that is literally a player like you trade away from going to the Super Bowl, if not winning the Super Bowl. Anyways, so after they get a win over Minnesota, they are currently 5-1. They go back to Detroit, welcoming the Tennessee Titans. They get the win, 6-1. They go into Green Bay. They just paid Jordan Love. Green Bay could be a team to look out for in the NFC North. I'm going to say Green Bay gets the win. Plus, Lambeau Field is really one of the toughest places to win when it comes to the NFL. So, they suffered their second loss on the season. But I honestly think they bounce back and get the win over the Texans, Jaguars, Colts, Bears. And you know what? They get a revenge win over the Packers as well. Now, Josh Allen, you need to prove something this year. You need to prove something indeed. So, if you cannot step up to the plate, Josh Allen, I say Detroit gets the win over you. They get the win over the Bears. They take a loss to the 49ers, and they finish the season sweep over the Minnesota Vikings. So, I got them going 14-3. What are your predictions for both Michigan and the Detroit Lions? I would love to hear it. Let me know in the comments. But we got to move on to another team. That team is the Green Bay Packers. That's right. We are sticking to the NFC North this week, baby. Now, it was hard picking a Wisconsin football team. But Wisconsin is a well-known team in the Badgers are a well-known team in Wisconsin. Yeah, they're like Green Bay's up here, Wisconsin is down here. Look it up. You'll see what I mean. But we are going to go over the Badgers' schedule for 2024. Now, they obviously get the win over Western Michigan. They get the win over South Dakota. They welcome Alabama? That's interesting. Alabama gets a tough win. I know they take a very progressive step forward with Jalen Milroe under center, much like my boy Tommy Cutlets did. And the first preseason game against the Detroit Lions, ironically of all teams. But nonetheless, Alabama gets a win over Wisconsin. They go into Southern California to take on the USC Trojans. Hunter, I hope you're watching this, and I hope you got your eyes peeled and ears open, because Wisconsin goes into USC and gets a win over the spoiled children. After that, Wisconsin goes back home to Madison to take on Purdue. Wisconsin gets the win. I currently got them at 4-1 right now. They go into Piscataway, New Jersey to take on Rutgers. That's a win. They go into Evanston, Illinois to take on Northwestern. Another win for them. They go back home and welcome Penn State. Now, Penn State is easily a team to look out for this coming football season. But we already know how hard it is to win in Penn State. Or, you know what? Yeah, we know how hard it is to win in Penn State. But with Penn State going on the road to Wisconsin, we're going to see what Penn State is made of. I think that Penn State gets the win over Wisconsin. They take a loss to Iowa and Oregon. They get the win. They get the win. My bad. They get the win over Nebraska, and they finish off the season with a win against Minnesota. 1, 2, 3, 4. So right now, going into this 2024 season, I got Wisconsin at 8-4. Now let's talk about another Wisconsin team, the Green Bay Packers. They just signed Jordan Love to a great deal, and God forbid the fucking Packers actually know how to do something when it comes to quarterback. God damn. What are they? A fucking quarterback factory? Like, what the hell? But speaking of the Packers, their first game of the season is against the Eagles. That's a loss. However, they bounce back, welcoming the Indianapolis Colts, get the win. They go to 1-1. They go to Tennessee. They also get a win against Tennessee. We're going to see what Will Levis is made of this season, all right? After that, they go back to Green Bay and welcome the Minnesota Vikings. They get the win. They go back to Green Bay 3-1, welcoming the Vikings. Guess what? They go into LA 4-1 to take on the Rams. I'll tell you what, the NFC North is going to be a division to watch this year, because they get the win Green Bay gets the win over the LA Rams, despite the fact that it's at LA. But, however, LA lost Aaron Donald, and there's only so much that Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, and Cooper Kupp, assuming he stays healthy, can only do on offense. All right? After that, they go to Green Bay. They get a win over the Cardinals. I'm going to say this. They stay in Green Bay, and they welcome the Houston Texans. I think that the Houston Texans get a sneaky win over Green Bay. Next matchup, they go into Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. That's a win. They go back to Green Bay, welcome the Detroit Lions. I think I had Green Bay winning this matchup. If not, I'm going to stick with the Detroit Lions. After that, November 17th, they go into Chicago and take on the Bears. That's a win. They go to Green Bay, welcome the 49ers. That is a loss. Nick Bosa is about to tear up the NFL. If you know, you know. So, right now, 1-1, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 5-2, 6-2. 7-2, 7-3. So they stay in Green Bay. They're 8-3. They go to Detroit. 8-4. They go to Seattle, 9-4. They welcome the Saints, 10-4. They go to Minnesota, 11-4. They welcome the Chicago Bears. Maybe Caleb Williams gets the job done. Maybe he doesn't, but look, I'm not sold on Caleb Williams until I fucking see him produce some fucking wins. So, the Packers finished the season, let's say 12-5. So, NFC North, like I said, definitely going to be one to watch. Ooh, God. Again, sorry. All right, now we got another team in the NFC North. Oh, but first, let's welcome this comment. Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers is a mystery at the quarterback. Yes, he is. Now, look, Green Bay is easily an awesome young team that can make some noise, not only in the NFC North, but possibly in the NFC as well. We will have to see what happens this season. I got my eyes on every team right now, but look, I will say this. Nick Bosa not only wins Defensive Player of the Year this year, he may win MVP, especially what happened with Donald Trump. Again, if you know, you know. Sure, they had a 9-8 season last year, but it was what was it? It was like, I think it was Jordan Love's first full season as a starter, and this is coming off of when Aaron Rodgers left the team. I mean, come on. Now, we will see what happens with this team. I say they take a big step forward. Why? Because they are a young team with a young head coach and a quarterback who just got his payday. So I think they stay in contention with the Detroit Lions for the NFC North. We'll see what happens. It's going to be one hell of a season to fucking watch. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Now, we got another team in the NFC North. Oh, Minnesota. But we are also going to talk about the Minnesota Golden Gophers and their schedule going into the 2024 season. So, let's start off with the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Wow. Their first game of the season, they're in Minnesota. They welcome North Carolina. I say they get the win. They also get the win over Rhode Island. They welcome Nevada. They also get the win. They go to Iowa comes to town. Iowa gets the win. They go into the big house and take on Michigan. Michigan is going to get that win. There's no doubt about it. So right now they are currently 3-2. They go back to Minnesota. They welcome USC. They get the win. 4-2. They go to UCLA to take on the Bruins. They leave UCLA 5-2, baby. Now, they go back to Minnesota. They welcome Maryland, a team that I think could make some noise in the Big Ten. So I'm going to go with a sneaky win for Maryland. We'll see what happens. After that, they go to Champaign to take on the Fighting Illini. They get a win. They go to Piscataway, New Jersey to take on the Rutgers. They get a win. They go back to Minnesota, welcome Penn State. They take that L. Finally, they go into Madison to take on the Wisconsin Badgers. They take the loss. They finish the season 8-4. Maybe they get a good bowl game. We shall see what happens. All right, now let's talk about the Minnesota Vikings. God. Man, they got a gauntlet matchup the first few games of this season. First game of the season, they go into East Rutherford, New Jersey. They take a loss to the Giants, 0-1. They go back to Minnesota. They take a loss to the 49ers, 0-2. They stay in Minnesota, take a loss to the Houston Texans, 0-3. They go into Green Bay, taking on the Packers, 0-4. They go back to Minnesota. Welcome the Jets. They're 0-5. They stay in Minnesota, welcoming the Lions. They're 0-6. They go to LA and take on the Rams. I think this is where they get their first win of the season. They are 1-6. They go to Jacksonville. They go on a win. They go on a bit of a winning streak. They get their second win. They go into Tennessee. Tennessee gets the win. 2-7. They go into Chicago. 2-8. They play the Cardinals in Minnesota. We'll say 3-8. They welcome the Falcons. 3-9. They welcome the Bears again. You know what? I don't think Chicago gets the season sweep over the Minnesota Vikings. I'm saying 4-9. They go into Seattle. 4-10. They go to Jesus, Minnesota. They stay in Minnesota, welcoming the Packers. 4-11. Maybe I missed the game. I honestly don't know. But to close it out, they go into Detroit. They take it out. Either way, they are either going 4-13 or 3-14. One of those two. Could be wrong. Don't know. All right. Our final schedule prediction of the NFC North. Bears. Against, the Bears and University of Illinois Fighting Illini. Let's get into it. We are going to start with the University of Illinois. They welcome Eastern Illinois. That's an easy win for them. They welcome Kansas. Kansas is a sneaky team. I think Kansas is going to get that win. 1-1. They welcome Central Michigan. 2-1. They go into Nebraska. Nebraska is Nebraska is quite a tough place to play. I think Nebraska gets the win over Illinois. They are turned 2-2. They go to Penn State. Oh, Lord, have mercy on Illinois. They are 2-3. They play Purdue. I think Purdue might get the win depending on what time that game is. They welcome Michigan. That's a loss. They go to Oregon. That's a loss. They go to Minnesota. That might be a loss. Not 100% sure on what I said. They welcome Michigan State. That's a win. They go to New Jersey. That's a win. They go to they go to Evanston to take on Northwestern. That is a win. Let me see here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So let's say that Illinois goes 8-5 this year. Maybe again they get a good bowl game, much like Minnesota. All right. So now it's time to predict the schedule for the Chicago Bears, baby. Let's get into it. Now, they welcome the Tennessee Titans. That's a win. They're 1-0. They go into Houston to take on the Texans. They're 1-1. They go into Indianapolis. That's a much-needed comeback win. They're 2-1. They welcome the LA Rams, 3-1. They welcome the Panthers, 4-1. Welcome the Jaguars. I'm going to say 4-2. I really will. Anyways, they go into Washington to take on the Redskins. Yes, I said Redskins. I know what I said. If you got a problem with that, let it be known in the comments. Because this ain't this ain't no baby bag bullshit fucking channel. We keep things real if you are a diehard sports fan, all right? Now, anyways, 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 4-2. I'm going to say they take a loss to the Washington Commanders. Dan Quinn, so they're 4-3. They bounce back. They're 5-3. They go into New England, take on the Patriots, 6-3. They take a loss to the Green Bay Packers, 6-4. They get a much-needed win over the Minnesota Vikings, 8-4. They lose. Oh, dear God. This is a fucking gauntlet for Chicago. Anyways, they go into Detroit, take on the Lions. That's a loss. They go into San Francisco, take on the 49ers. That's a loss. They get a comeback win over the Minnesota Vikings. They get another loss against the Lions. They get a win over the Seahawks, and then they take a loss to the to the Green Bay Packers. Man, it's going to be this one. What's up, my guy? What is up? I hope you had an awesome week this week, and I hope you're having an even better Friday night. I wish you the best this coming weekend, my man. So, like I said, there is a lot that's going to be going on this upcoming football season, but don't forget Tommy Cutlets, the New Jersey kid, the New Jersey Italian stallion. Be on the lookout for this kid. All right? Now, that's not being me, or actually, yeah, that's just being me being biased because I'm a Giants fan, all right? Look, it is what it is. But we are going to take our final commercial break, and we are going to close things out with Name That MLB Player. I will see y'all in a bit.
Boy, that's mediocre.
Then what the f*** are you doing?
I was drinking that.
No, you were surviving it. Give excitement a try with Bones Coffee. Click on the link below to order some for yourself. Here. Whoa is right. That substance you were sipping before is what we in the industry refer to as ass water. Sure, it technically has caffeine, but at Bones Coffee, we believe in the experience of waking up every morning looking forward to that first tasty cup. That's why we roast carefully selected beans in small batches to perfection, so you can count on quality in every cup. And not only that, Bones has a ton of fabulous flavors from which to choose.
Bang! Did someone mention flavors? Highland Greg, pleasure to meet you.
What'll it be, Greg?
You know, I've been hankering for the spiced rum flavor of Highland Grove, please.
Greg, I'm surprised by the size of your bagpipe.
Ugh, it's not the size of the bagpipe that matters, laddie.
Yeah, it's how hard you blow it. Yeah, let's leave the talking to me.
Oh, gee, I just got back from chasing some hosers out of the grilling rink. I could go for some maple bacon coffee right about now.
Coming right up.
Hey kid, you single?
Yeah.
That's why this place looks like
Here you are, my salty siren.
Thanks. I need the salted caramel chocolate pick-me-up after dealing with this loser.
How in the world are all these people getting in here?
We just walked in. Click on the link below to stop drinking water and get yourself Bones Coffee today. Or maybe you don't want to click on the link below because you think, flavored coffee's not for me. That was Sarah G's experience. She says, usually flavored coffees taste chemically to me, but these do not. They have a really pleasant aroma and flavor. They do not leave that weird residue on the bottom of your mug like many flavored coffees do. And Cheryl S. says, I ordered this for my son's GF for a B-day. She loves it. Why, Cheryl, that's awfully nice of you. Unfortunately, they broke up and I can't return it. Frowny face. Well, that's awkward. At least she liked it, though. Stop settling for mediocrity and order Bones Coffee today.
Man, you know what? I was just at Walmart this past weekend, and I should have looked to see if they had some Bones Coffee. Yes, I said what I said. Look, I am originally from the East Coast, well, New Jersey, all right? I talk how I talk, and I say coffee how I say coffee, all right? But we are in our final segment of the evening, and that is Name That MLB Player. Oh, man, is this going to be a good one? Man, is this going to be a good one? Without a doubt. Now, like we may have a few more weeks to go before football season officially starts. I mean, technically it has officially started with preseason being underway. That's neither here nor there. That doesn't change the fact that baseball season is still going on. And as always, it's time for the final segment of the show. Like I said, name that MLB player. This is going to be a good one. Y'all better have some baseball knowledge for this dude that I'm about to describe. Now, how the game works is I describe a baseball player based on his career path, and y'all have to guess who that player is. Don't worry, a picture will be shown when the answer comes. Now, let's get into it. This player started his career with the Cincinnati Reds and made his debut in July of 2001. He would go on to be with them until August of 2008, where he would be traded to the Arizona Diamondbacks and finish the season with them too. In February of 2009, he agreed to a 2-year, $20 million deal with the Washington Nationals. This was 4 years after the Expos didn't become a thing and the Nationals became a thing. Anyways, so I think that was around the time that they had a 18, 19-year-old Bryce Harper, maybe 20. I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, so he would go on to play with the Washington Nationals up until his contract was up in 2010. However, on December of 2010, he agreed to a 4-year, $56 million deal with the Chicago White Sox until 2014. However, in August of 2014, he would be traded to the Oakland Athletics, the same athletics team right now that is currently having a somewhat decent season before they go to Las Vegas that competed there, that got the second spot in the AL wildcard on the last day of the season. Now, unfortunately, this player wouldn't get to play in the game, and the game would end in a 9-8 loss to the Kansas City Royals. However, on September of 2014, he would officially retire and call it a year. That's a good guess, my dude. That's a good guess, but I'll tell you what. When the player I'm about to show you, you wouldn't even think of him. Here is that MLB player that I was referring to based on his career path. If you know who this player is, let it be known in the comments. Go ahead. Let's see what kind of baseball knowledge some of y'all got, because this is that player that I'm referring to that played his final years in MLB with the Oakland Athletics. If it helps, his nickname was Big Donkey. Again, if that helps, that's what his nickname was. We'll give it 30 more seconds before I announce the player's name. Again, let it be known in the comments who you think this player is right now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time is... Ooh, we got a comment. Yes, sir! We got a dude that knows some baseball. That player that I was describing that is currently being shown right now is Adam Dunn. Wow! Good guess, my guy. Good guess. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is why I do name that MLB player. It is more so to test your baseball knowledge and see just what players you know, what players you don't know. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. If you don't know any baseball players based on their career path, look, it is what it is. I even have a hard time looking at the pictures I see on social media, on Facebook. It's just like, hey, this team, this team, this team, this team, this team, this team, so on and so forth. And I'm just like, shit. I'm really having to dig deep here. But look, it is what it is. Sometimes we get let's try that again. Sometimes we get brain farts on players that we know is there, but we somehow forget about them. Look, it is what it is, all right? We're not going to know every answer, but this is the beauty of Name That MLB Player. We're just here to have fun, and I love it when y'all get the answer right. All I look for is brain teaser players, all right? That is all it is. I grew up, wow. How far down the road, man? How far down the road did you grow up from the Cincinnati Reds? I would love to experience a Cincinnati Reds game, especially with the fact that they have Ellie De La Cruz. They have a stacked roster that could propel themselves into the playoffs. I even had playoff hopes for the Cincinnati Reds, but what they're doing, like, the hell's going on in the NL Central, guys? What the fuck? Oy vey. But hey, it is what it is. Look, we still got baseball season going on. An hour, but that's the closest team. Okay. Hey. Look, I lived in Illinois for 15 years of my life, and I was about 45 minutes to an hour north of the Chicago Cubs, all right? And look, I'm a lifelong Yankees fan, and I will say this proudly. Go ahead. Some of y'all can judge me. Y'all can do what y'all want. I just love doing this. I'm doing it to piss y'all off. But anyways, I will say this. I'm a diehard Yankees fan, all right? And in the amount of time that I lived in Illinois, I grew to be a Chicago Cubs fan. Now, some people are going to say, oh, well, you can't have two favorite teams. You can't have multiple favorite teams. Shut the fuck up, all right? Look, it's sports. I get it. You're a diehard fan, all right? But shut the fuck up. Sports is about having fun. Sports is about essentially escaping reality sometimes, because you're watching a sport that you love to play as a kid growing up. Obviously, baseball being one of them. You don't, the person or the people saying that you're not supposed to have multiple favorite teams, you don't dictate our lives. You probably, hell, I'm gonna get fucking political. You probably think that Kamala Harris is gonna be the new president of the United States, and you're probably in that 18 to 24 range that said that she said that y'all are fucking stupid. Cincy teams are my second team's pull for when they not play. Oh, so who is your number one, my guy? Let it be known right now. Who's your number one? Because I have a few number ones in multiple sports. I'll let it be known right now. I'm a Giants fan, obviously. Big time Giants fan. My own mother even admitted to my grandfather that she wanted to be a Cowboys fan in the 90s. Why? Because they had cheerleaders, they had the players, that fucking star. But my grandpa convinced her otherwise. And let it be known, no, we are going to be Giants fans. And you know what? I'm proud to be a Giants fan, because I got to see two of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. And man, when I tell you that 2007 Super Bowl, of the New York Giants and the undefeated Patriots. Woo! Woo! Greatest Super Bowl of all time, and it's not even close. But because I lived in Chicago for 15 years of my entire life, I will support the Chicago Bears so long as they don't play the New York Giants. The same thing can be said for the New York Yankees and the Chicago Cubs. Aside from that, when it comes to the NHL, I'm not ashamed to say that I jumped on the Chicago Blackhawks bandwagon when they made the playoffs and made their Cinderella run in 2010, getting their first Stanley Cup in, it was like 50, 60 years or something like that. And then from there, the rest, as they say, is history. But Mr. Rating the Air, who are your favorite teams? All right, so you got the Packers, NFL. Bears. Braves, MLB. Respect. Very a good team with a lot of history. Y'all got to get over that hump of getting over the New York Mets. However, I'm not too worried about the Mets. I mean, come on. This was a team that was in first place for 100+ days. What was it, like 2-3 years ago in back-to-back years, and they fucking blew it. Anyways, Shaq fan basketball. Shaq fan basketball. So does that mean like any team that Shaq played for, like you were a fan of them? I'm just trying to get the right context here. Rangers, respect indeed. UK for all college sports. All right. I mean, come on. How can you not be a fan of underdogs and Cinderella? Look, like I said, I will say this loud and proud for all the people in the back. Oh, I rolled with Shaq and lost interest after when he was with the Lakers or Magic. Or was it his time in Miami? Because after Miami, that's kind of when his career started to decline. Now, he had 4 championships, but again, after Miami, that was when his career started to decline. Oh, okay. So you're a Shaquille O'Neal fan. All right. Well, that makes sense. I mean, look, this is arguably the most dominant center that we have seen in the NBA. I mean, look, I didn't get to see him playing with the Magic because, man, was he a physical specimen. But I hated the dude because when he was playing with the Lakers, that was prime Shaquille O'Neal. Ain't nobody. And I mean nobody. It doesn't matter if you're Kareem, Wilt, Oscar Robinson, Tim Duncan, fucking Wilt Chamberlain. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. When it came to Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal, you are not beating that guy. Hell, you could even go to the Orlando Magic Shaquille O'Neal. That man was still a beast. This dude was breaking backboards on purpose, for crying out loud. Oh, God. Hey. In any case, but like I said, football season may be on the horizon, but that's not going to stop me anytime soon from playing the game of Name That MLB Player. Why? Because baseball season is still going on. Now, when you obviously turn on other games like NHL and NFL, or even college football for that matter, you're obviously going to see a change of pace. Why? Because you see how baseball is being played. You see how college football is being played. You see how the NFL is being played. You even see how hockey is being played. I mean, what was it? I think it was 2014, going on 2015 that I went home during my time in the Navy, and myself and my parents, we were watching Chicago Blackhawks. 2014. we were watching the Chicago Blackhawks versus the LA Kings. Man, did those two teams define a fucking period when they were winning Stanley Cups. But we're watching baseball. I think it was Red Sox and Yankees. And then we flip over to Chicago versus LA. All of a sudden, we're wired. We're on the edge of our seats. Like, there's no words to describe just how good playoff hockey is. Now, playoff baseball is just as good. Every sport has their own identity, and it's understandable. Now, if only basketball could get their identity back and play some fucking defense! Because right now, it seems like that the Defensive Player of the Year is a participation trophy the same way that the fucking MVP is also a participation trophy as well. Anyways, that is all the topics that have been discussed on today's episode of the most uncut, unfiltered, and uncensored sports talk show you will find on social media. That show being, and I hope you know that because it is the end of the episode, I hope you know whose game this is, with everybody saying no mercy sport. Oh, got a quick comment. That he did. He had some very physical offense indeed. Now, like I was saying, this is the end of the episode, and I hope y'all realize whose game this is, and I hope y'all say no mercy sports. I will see y'all next week. Peace